Hello, and welcome back. It's Gone Solo Troika. I am your host and storyteller, Royce Rosewood. It's been so fun. We are just coming up with new stuff all the time. It's great. In our last episode, Goldbone and Pointage are off to Madwell, and turned out Goldbone is from the Madwell chapter of the Guild of Sharp Corners. We deduced all of that. They snuck in to the secret base of the guild and got to meet with the guild mother, Tinket. Goldbone explained the situation of how Pointage had killed another member of the guild, Vialglu, but how she was testing him to see of his true character. Also, Goldbone said that she had not yet got her first kill as an assassin. So that's something that might come up. They explain how they are trying to track down Cagalympus, and Tinket said that there was already a mission in place, and teamed them up with a demon assassin named Siphon. So the demon had apparently been pulling strings, was the reason why Pointage has the potion, the pixie acid potion. So that was weird to discover. The demon has a demon blade, and the plan is they're going to use it. They're going to fly up and cut a hole in the magical ward so that the demon can get through. The demon isn't able to approach the manor of Cagalympus, which apparently is flying and invisible. In the meantime, while they're getting ready, Goldbone helps out Browdana, the Alzalbo librarian, help renew their librarian license, even in their new body, in their new form, and Browdana agrees to help Dragog when they get back to the library and get into the Lost Library. So there's all that. So there are a couple of new threads that I added just because things came up. There was this idea of the Mind Hat, this new project that Cagalympus is working on, some sort of magical technological mind control device, and the guild is very concerned about how that might be used and wants to obtain it. So there's that. And then there's this other thread of Siphon has some sort of other goal in breaking into the manor. We don't really know what Siphon's goals or allegiances are. Let's jump in. Before we do anything else, there's something I kind of want to retcon a little bit, something that we didn't get a chance to do, or I sort of forgot about. I want Goldbone to use her poison skill to try to make a truth-telling poison. Because what they're looking for is information. They want to know if Cagalympus was indeed the one who sent the robots to attack Diaprize. It seems pretty clear that he was, with the robot arms at the factory, but they just want to make absolutely sure. So she's going to try to make a truth-telling poison, and she is able to do that. So she needed to roll a 7. She rolled a 5. Now, also, I'm anticipating that we're going to be breaking into the manor, hopefully they don't bungle that too badly. And so in order to create that as we explore, I've got a whole list of rooms that I expect that we might find. So I'm thinking it's very like palatial. So, rooms we might find in a palace, but it's also Cagalympus's like wizard tower. So there might be magical rooms, but also we know he's quite fond of technology with the robots and the lasers that were protecting the explosive suit way back in the first episode. So he's interested in magic. He's interested in technology. We also know that he is mercurial. He's sort of known for these violent mood swings. So in addition to the rooms, I have a list of like 4 themes. I've seen this done somewhere else. I'll try to remember and track down and put a link to where I've seen this method before, where you come up with 4 themes, and that creates 6 different combinations between the 4 themes, and then you can roll a d6, and that will give you a combination of themes for different areas or different sections. So our 4 themes are magic, robot/technology, the fact that Cagalympus is mercurial, so like evidence of these mood swings, and then this opulence, so like this lavish palace. So between those, there are 6 combinations of things that might come up. And of course, there's always room for story cubes and surprises. I always like to give room for things that we have no idea what we're actually getting into. I also have rolled up some stats for Siphon, in case that becomes relevant. Ugh. Well, when we had last left our heroes, we were just about to start the plan to break into Cagalympus's invisible flying magic manor. So we are going to go ahead and do that. So they have to fly up and then cut with Siphon's demon blade a hole in the magical wards that are keeping Siphon out. This is the plan. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have Pointage carry Goldbone, and Pointage is going to have to make a flying roll to see how well he's able to get to the place where he needs to be in this invisible, place. And then Goldbone is going to have the demon blade and is going to have to make a knife. We're going to call it a knife fighting roll to try to cut, through the wards. What's at stake here, I think, because we want to get in, because that's going to be fun, right? So I think what's actually at stake here is if they fail, they are going to trigger alarms. So if they're able to succeed on both of these rolls, they're going to get in unnoticed quickly. If one of them fails, that's going to raise some alarm, and they're going to run into enemies relatively quickly. And if they fail both, then they're just going to be met with enemies, whatever kind of enemies Cagalympus has in his manor. We'll figure that out as soon as they get in. So let's see what they do. So Siphon is there and sort of points up in the general direction. Actually, maybe they've positioned themselves. They've gone a little bit outside of Madwell into, like a field. They sort of climb a fence, or I guess Siphon would just sort of fly over the fence, sort of mist themselves. Siphon says, all right, we are now currently directly below the manor. You cannot see it. But if you fly up, you will soon be able to detect and feel the magical ward resistance. And at that point, that is when you cut. Very good. And so Pointage nods, and Goldbone climbs on top of Pointage, and we're off. All right, so here we go. So Pointage has got to make a successful flying roll. So we've got this, but we've also got plenty of luck. So let's see how we do. All right, needed to roll a 6 or under and rolled a 7. So we're going to test luck. So we need to roll under 9. Okay, great. So we're able to spend a point of luck. And in our homebrew solo rules, that just means he gets to roll again. Nope. Okay, so Pointage, it's invisible, right? It takes too much time, and Goldbone is on his back, and it just is confused, and it's hard, and anyway, they eventually bump up against an invisible barrier, but it's taken too much time. So that is going to be one failure on their way in. Okay, so Goldbone is going to use this demon blade, and we're going to test knife fighting because that seems the most relevant. We're going to try to cut through this barrier while on the back of a flying dwarf. All right, we need to roll 6 or under. Roll the 7. All right, so she's going to test luck. She needs to roll under 11. So her luck is very high, fortunately. All right, and in our homebrew solo rules, that means she gets to roll again. 9. Nope. Okay. Okay. So again, we're going to allow them entrance. It's just they've got 2 failures, so they're going to run into enemies right away. Again, there's like wind, and like she's trying to hold this demon blade, which sort of seems to have a force of its own, sort of a mind of its own. And, Pointage is, not flying very successfully. And so she's trying really hard to cut this thing that she can't even see. And it just takes too much time. It just takes more time than they have allotted for. And unbeknownst to them, they've caught the attention of whoever is inside the manor. So she does eventually, is able to cut through, and they sort of see sparking in the air, and then this sort of invisible flap falls away, and then they can see through into what looks like, it's pretty up close, but the edge of what would be a palatial manor, some sort of door or room or balcony that they're able to get into. And so they're going to get in through there. So what is this first room that they encounter? Okay, we've got 13. Dining room. Okay, so this is the dining room, and what is our theme? 2, magic and mercurial. So they fly up through this hole, and they climb over there's this sort of a golden balcony, and there's windows, and they're able to unlatch one and go through. Presumably the magical wards are security enough. And they find themselves in a large dining room, and there's a large table, and then there's all these, magic dishes that float by, sort of in a train, sort of in a loop, and they have a wide variety of foods, all sorts of, different fruits and strange-looking meats and pies and all just a whole variety. And what this is to accommodate Cagalympus's moods. There's just all these foods that are just available. So whenever he comes to sit down to eat, he can get whatever he feels like he wants to get in the moment. So they are in the dining room, and they feel Siphon appear behind them. And Siphon is a little unhappy. Well, that took too long. I expect we're going to run into trouble very quickly. And in fact, they do. They run into trouble immediately. Something bursts into the room. So in the book, there are stats for what is called a thinking engine, which is sort of the setting equivalent of a robot. So is that what they run into? Is that the guards? Yes or no? Yes, absolutely. So not only is there that, there's a whole bunch of them. So let me read the entry for Thinking Engine. Built in the time of the First Empire, commissioned by the will of the other lords to pilot the golden ships of their cosmic civilization. Each one is unfathomably ancient, but by design or fault they don't remember more than a lifetime's worth of existence. We think of them in their common form of bakelite and chrome androids, but the variety is a result of the chthonic imagination of the other lords, and endless in its diversity. Most have been broken over their lifetimes and replaced their parts, some with new mechanical contrivances and others with organic flesh. Some have lost their original form altogether and walk the earth as flesh, while others are large and hollow, waiting for an operator with dead knowledge. This accords more or less, there was this idea that there were these robot machines from what we called Pazak, the machine sphere, and through magic, whoever was able to animate them and use them to attack Diaprise. So the idea that they existed long before and then maybe have fallen into disrepair. I don't know what these other lords are. That's kind of an interesting lore point that we might kind of hold on to. But anyway, the idea is, yes, Cagalympus has these guards who have been serving him for quite some time, sure, and he's been able to prop them up with magic and sort of fill in their gaps with magic. So here comes these thinking engines. There's quite a few. Let's say 2d6 we established. 4, that's not enough. 6, okay, fine. There are 6. And what does their mean? Yeah, what is their attitude right now? Okay, 1, absent-minded. They've just stepped in. They see all the dishes sort of floating around. And then from another door, the one that goes out into the hallway, maybe it's 2 double doors that open up. And these 6 thinking engines sort of stumble and chatter in. And maybe they're vaguely humanoid, or maybe not. Maybe there's something different about them. Let's roll. Oh. Okay, yeah. This is a guy lifting weights, so they're built to be strong. So they've sort of been propped up, and they've got these large, arms, and you can look inside, and there's little bubbling potions, or maybe one of them has a caged rat or a caged owl or something, and then they have sigils drawn on them. So there's this weird sort of dilapidated mix of this ancient technology and alchemy and wizardry, but they're all really big and strong. But then as they come in, maybe we're in the middle of something else. Right? There's some other task that they were cleaning, so they've got brooms and rags, and then they come in, and one of them notices oh, we need to switch out these foods, and then but then they see the intruders, and they're like, oh no. And my guess is they don't get intruders very often. This maybe is one of the only times that this has happened. And they go, oh, intruders. Well, I guess we'll have to finish cleaning later. And we have to take care of that too. But anyway, you can't be here. Goldbone steps forward and says, we request an audience with your master, Cagalympus the Mercurial. We have questions for him, and if he's willing to answer those questions, we will not trouble you at all. Let's just see. She's got to roll in 5 or under her skill. See if this is persuasive. No. Do I want to test luck? Yeah, let's go ahead. Well, got to roll under our luck. Okay, great. 9 and... Okay, great. We tested our luck. We got to roll again. I had to roll under 5, and I rolled a 4. The guards kind of look at each other. And, well, this is unusual. We don't really know how. This is what Cagalympus is. Well, we want to see these guests, right? All right. We will. Very well. Maybe they sort of split up and say, "Oh, all right, well, you go back to cleaning, and you take care of that meal, and us two will see our visitors through." Okay. I can't believe that worked. So they have to go through one of the other rooms to get to wherever Cagalympus is right now. So let's see what they find. 15. Oh, they go through the music room. Okay. And what's the theme here? Is 6. Mercurial opulence. They're led down this hallway, and they have to go through a room, this sort of vast chamber, with all these instruments from all over the spheres, you know, sweet sounding and heavy sounding, and, you know, these giant drums and ones that are stringed and strange, you know, sort of earthy horns that look like they're maybe grown out of roots, and you know, the sort of magical, just glowing lights, and just like the fanciest, most variety of music to accommodate any kind of mood. You know, we can see sort of demonic, maybe a good demonic like electric guitar that sort of hums with like this dark, you know, bass. You know, it just everything. So they're led through that to where is. We'll roll for one more room to see where Cagalympus is now. 61. Oh, that's a rolling on a story cube. Okay, well, oh. Okay. So we've got somebody throwing up a ball. So he's like playing a game. What is the theme of this game room? 6, again, mercurial opulence. So they step in, and there's sort of like a wide domed chamber, and there's like a grassy field with all this grass that's kept just like immaculately precise, and it's like very incredibly soft to the touch. And there's a whole series of like gulls and nets, and Cagalympus is playing with the ball, and is like, we'll say he's in a good mood at this moment because it'll be funny to switch. And so he's like just like sort of playing, and he's got his wizard robes, and you know he's you know kicking the balls and sort of throwing them up, and he's just having a great time with all his fancy toys. But then, you know, to accommodate his other moods, there's like punching bags and you know, hammers. It's just hammer games, and you know, just it's a sports arena with all this equipment, and this is where he comes to play when he's really playful. And so the thinking engines go up and say, we're apologize for the interruption, but your visitors are here, the ones who have come to see you. And Cagalympus turns around and says, you know, he's just like batted the ball over, you know, got it up to the top of the pole or whatever he's been trying to do. He says, and turns around and says, "Visitors, what?" And he looks and says, and he, you know, immediately transforms and says, "That we're not supposed to have visitors. These are intruders, you idiots." The thinking agents sort of like, "Oh," and they retreat, and he takes them all in, and sees Pointage and Goldbone and Siphon, and I'm wondering about Siphon's secret. If what's the history here? Is it what I think it is, or is it something different? It's not what I think it is, but what? What's the deal? Okay. I got a little pirate. So Cagalympus sees Siphon and says, "Siphon, what in the 1,000 crystal spheres are you doing here?" And Siphon kind of smiles and says, "Oh, you know me. Sentimental for old times, old shipmates, old excursions. What is this about? So pirates, they were on a ship together. Got a laser blast." And Cagalympus looks at Siphon and says, "Well, it can't be time, can it?" And Siphon says, "Oh, why, yeah. Yes, it is time. Time for me to come collect on your debt. I've actually been trying to track you down for a while, but you've made it very difficult with all your demonic wards. But yes, you owe me. And Goldbone kind of looks over, and Pointage kind of looks over and says, what is this? What's going on here? And Siphon says, Cagalympus and I made a deal many, many years ago where I gave him the secret to lasers. He's got quite a penchant for them now and uses them in his traps, etc. But that was knowledge that he did not come to on his own. It was given to him by me, and per the contract, after the period of time had elapsed, I've come to collect what is mine. It's time to siphon your soul. And Cagalympus has obviously been prepared for this, because he's put the wards up, so he might have a couple tricks up his sleeve. So we'll see how this goes. But he says, well, yes, Oh, come on. We were shipmates, right? You could forgive a shipmate. You could maybe just this once let it go, right? For good old times' sake. Those were good times, weren't they? Weren't they? And Siphon says, oh, you mortals, even you wizards who push the very boundaries of what it means to be mortal, you're all the same. When it comes time to pay, you always want a little bit more time. But unfortunately, your time is up. And in fact, with the delays of getting in, I'm sorry, the grace period has all but extended. So I will be taking that soul now. And Goldbone says, wait. We need to know something first. Before you do whatever you need to do, we need to know if you were the one who sent the robots to attack Diaprise. And she throws the truth-telling poison. So we'll make this an opposed roll. Doesn't look good. No. 16. Would a reroll even do anything? Yeah, maybe. So let's test luck. Yep. Okay, so we get another roll. We're just burning through this luck. Well, she's got 11. We might as well use it. Okay. Nope. So she throws the truth-telling poison. And it, shatters as against the grass, or maybe against, a metal ball, as Cagalympus just easily just steps out of the way. And says, oh, well, you want to know about Diaprise. And maybe he just tells. Maybe he just tells. Yes, but, there's something else. Okay, so yes, he is going to say something, but what? A ladder. Cagalympus says, why, yes. You found me. Congratulations. It was me. Yes, oh my, that was a long time ago, and one of my great achievements. Shame how Ogrepush handled it. Poor sap. I have no idea what he was trying to do. He was called Grinshout then, of course. But yes, I did attack. But that was just one step. One rung on a ladder that I have been building in the centuries since, and it is about to come to fruition. I have new technology in the works that is going to culminate my final plan, and I'm very excited to do it, and no demon is going to get in my way. He rises up and gets into his scary form. As they say, tune in next time to find out what happens, because even I don't know. This just seems really messy. If you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe. If you've gotten this far and you haven't subscribed, what are you doing, really? What game are you playing? Are you kidding? Just subscribe. It helps me know that how many people out there are interested in following up every week. So just hit the button. It's easy. Until next time, this is Science Fantasy Awesome, and you're awesome.